welcome to another video. Today we'll be taking a look at the OMM chest pod, one of the successful pieces of gear that I took with me on the Cape Wrath Trail. I'll fly through this with minimal waffle because I'm sure a lot of you have come here just to have a look at the OMM chest pod, so let's get into it. It comes in 3 different colours on their website, which is orange, blue and grey. I went for the grey. The reason I got it was because I took my Osprey 48 litre Exos with me, and the belt pockets aren't big enough to put in an iPhone X and above, I think. I struggled to get my iPhone in anyway with the case on it. At first, I looked into getting a hip belt, a hip bag, something like this. But then I came across, when I was looking at running gear, I came across the chest pod, and I tell you what, it was absolutely brilliant. So it weighs just 95 grams. So that is pretty light. And it's got a capacity of 4 litres. So that's adding an extra 4 litres. It's got a big pocket at the bottom, at the back there. It's big enough to put a map in, sort of like a map pocket. The main compartment, which has organiser pockets in there. As you can see, 1, 2. So it's got 2 organiser pockets and a main pocket. And that's it. It doesn't need anything else. The back of it's padded and it is very wicking at the back, so you don't have to worry about a build-up of sweat or a hot spot, which was my concern going into it, is that I would have a hot chest, but that just didn't happen. It was absolutely perfect, and I hiked in some hot weather. And it's very easy to attach as well. You need to make sure that your backpack is compatible, although you can make mods to make it fit most backpacks. You can see here the webbing on the Exos. It's just a case of clipping onto the webbing and then you're on there, and then the bottom hook doesn't even clip on. You just chuck that around it like that and you're done. There's no clip on it. It's just this hook, and that just goes around the strap there. Really easy to put on and take off. I like to have access to things like my camera, like my phone, like trail snacks, first aid. I ended up having a snood in here, my gloves. You can fit quite a lot in here. Some medication if you need it. Anything that you need quick access to. Big map pocket at the back, as I say. And it has these loops on the side as well, so you could attach more things to it, I guess. But you're gonna end up like Buckaroo, and you don't really want that. You wanna keep everything not swinging around. Once it's on, you pull down these tabs and it fastens really tight to your chest. It doesn't wobble around like you might think, because it's designed for running and for quick hiking. So brilliant, brilliant. Brilliant extension to the things that you're already carrying. My top tip would be this. It's water resistant, sort of repellent, but it's not waterproof, so the water will get through it and will get through this zip. And there's no hole in the bottom, no drainage hole in the bottom. If you're watching OMM, let's have a couple of drainage holes in the bottom. You can find it getting wet through here, and then you're having standing water in the bottom of your OMM chest pouch. So what I've done, or what I did, is I lined it with a sandwich bag, a dry bag inside, so you put your stuff in there. And then top tip, and one of these thin, lightweight, thin sponges. I just used that in the bottom just to line the bottom, and that soaked up any excess water that got in and started to stand and to pool in the bottom. That soaked it up. You take that out at the end of the day or intermittently, and then just drain it. Just rinse it out and then back in with your sponge. And it's belt and britches with the sandwich bag, just to keep your electrics dry and whatever you don't want to be getting wet. And I fully recommend it. If you're on the move and you know, crushing the miles and time is of the essence, and you want to have quick access to your things, then this is definitely for you. Compatible with most rucksacks, but do double check. I mean, you could just chuck a couple of bands around your shoulder straps and then attach to that, which I would say you could mod it pretty easy. If you like filming your adventures, it holds a point and shoot or your GoPros, or you'd probably even get a DSLR in there. I'd have my essentials in here whilst I was in my tent and just keep that next to me, and I know that everything that's essential is in there. And when you get to camp, you can use that as your little camp bag for going off on little side missions and stuff.
So yeah, that's the OMM chest pouch. Gets my thumbs up, my seal of approval. I'm not sponsored and I wasn't sent this. I bought it out my own money. It's I researched it and bought it, used it, and I do love it, and I will be using it again on future long distance hikes. I will be tackling another long distance hike in the next week or two, so stay tuned for that. If you're not subscribed already, consider hitting the subscribe button and clicking the bell notification so that you get notified when I next upload. And I'll see you soon to nerd out on some more of my gear. Look after yourselves, take care.